Hey, what is up you guys? It's May and welcome to another video. If you're new to my channel and just happened to stumble across this video, welcome. I'm a second year at Csulb. Wow, I just said I'm a second year. I'm just finished my second year at Csulb. That is crazy to say. And I'm majoring in English with an emphasis in creative writing and double minoring in French and linguistics. Linguistics part is new. I haven't actually started it yet. I'm starting the minor next semester and I'm super excited for it because that was originally going to be my major when I went into college, and then I changed it to creative writing at the last minute. But anyway, this video is going to be reflecting on my semester slash year at Csulb. This is kind of like scary to talk about because I'm going to try to be like really real with you guys about like some of the struggles that I went through because I just really want to be like transparent on my channel and tell you guys, you know, what's going on. So I guess I will talk a little bit about my freshman year too, just to give you guys kind of an idea of like the contrast between the 2 years. Freshman year was really hard for me, as it is for most people when they go to college. You know, it's very different, you know, living in the dorms, a completely different academic environment and everything than like living at your parents' house and going to high school. So the transition was very difficult for me. I had a wonderful roommate, and we actually ended up rooming together sophomore year. If you guys have seen my vlogs, you know Jillian. And we got along really well, and I think that's really what kept me going because I had some friends. You know, it was okay. I wasn't like a complete loner. I had friends here and there, like in my classes, a couple friends in the dorms, but I didn't really have like that core group of people, and I think that's really what I was missing. I tried to join clubs, I tried to put myself out there, but I found that I didn't really connect with any of those people either. I was taking all GE classes, so I really wasn't enjoying my classes at all. Second semester was a little bit better because I had my comm class, which I really liked. I had French, I was starting my minor, and I got to take my first creative writing class, which was great. Like having that really helped me. But it's hard to take classes that you don't care about, and everybody has to do that in college. But basically, I left the dorms freshman year being like, you know, it happened. It was a year. It's over. I'm glad to be home. And sophomore year was so much better. I had the time of my life fall semester. I was taking 2 4-unit literature classes, a French conversation class, a creative writing class, and choir. So the 2 literature classes were a ton of work because they were literature survey classes. It was absolutely crazy. So much freaking reading. The French conversation class was fairly easy, and the creative writing class wasn't that bad either. I tried to get a job like off-campus places. I applied, you know, called back and whatnot. Nothing came of it, so I was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. If I'm not getting a job, that means I need to really focus on building relationships and spending time with my friends, and that's what I did, and it was great. I made a great group of friends. My whole wing, and you guys totally have seen this if you've seen my vlogs, because that's when I started my YouTube channel, was just such a great group of girls, and we had the best time. Like, we would go to Belmont Shore or Seal Beach on the weekends and just hang out and play games and do things like that, you know, eat dinner together, all that fun stuff. And so yeah, that semester was just really great. Like, don't get me wrong, like my classes got really hard sometimes and I was like stressed out of my mind. Like, that always happens, especially like midterms and finals, but you know, it wasn't too bad, and I really liked my classes. I genuinely enjoyed most of them. I wasn't expecting to like my medieval, Renaissance, and 17th century, 18th century, whatever comes after the Renaissance. I wasn't expecting to enjoy that literature class, but my professor was so passionate about what he was teaching, and he made everything so fun. And then like I liked my other classes too, and it was just great. I was taking upper division creative writing, and then second semester, which is the spring semester that I just finished, I was in my 6-unit French grammar and writing class, my English capstone, another upper division literature class, you have American literature, and dance. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but my French class was 6 units, my English capstone was 4, my literature class was 3, and dance was 2, so it still made 15. And I knew, like, fall semester, creative writing and French conversation were like my buffer classes because they weren't that much work, and there are no buffer classes. I mean, dance was my buffer class basically, but for like classes for my major and minor, all 3 of those classes I knew were going to be very difficult, and they were. That French class, 6 units of work is no joke. Like, all the grammar was outside of class, so we had to do that all on our own, and we had essays to write and revise every week. And then in class we would do reading comprehension. And for my English capstone, I can honestly say that is the hardest class I've taken in college, and I'm so proud to say that I got an A in it and an A on my final paper. I found that out, I think it was 2 days ago, and I literally jumped out of bed and like ran around the house screaming. I was so excited because I worked my butt off in that class from the get-go. I knew it was going to be difficult. I was in her office all the time with questions about sources for my paper, about, you know, anything under the sun. I was talking to her all the time. I was working really hard. Usually I passed assignments the first time. Basically how she ran like the grading system in her class was most of the assignments were pass-fail, so you either passed it or failed it, and you had to redo it if you failed it. And if it was a required assignment, you literally had to redo it in order to pass the class. And then the final paper was 30% of our grade, so that's what most of the class was focused on, was like building up to that, along with like all of our critical theory reading and all that stuff. It was a ton of work. It was so stressful, and you've heard me rant about it in my videos, you know, if you were there for the vlogs. If not, you should totally check it out. And now you know that I got an A, so be proud of me, lol. And then the other class was my American literature class, which seemed really hard at first, ended up not being too bad. It was a lot of reading. His essay prompts were confusing. I got an A in that one too. I was so happy about that. Jillian had that one with me, which really made all the difference because I was able to talk to her about, oh, like, this doesn't make sense in the book. What do you think happened here? Like, what do you think this means? We were able to talk out our essay ideas together, bounce ideas off of each other, and all that stuff. So I'm just so glad to be done with that. And dance was super fun. I've talked about that a lot too. And I actually am going to take another dance class next semester because I loved it so much, even though I'm taking 15 units already, so it'll make it 17. But anyway, that's beside the point. So basically, I also had a job. This was the first semester of college where I tried to work and go to school. I worked at the Beach Fund, so it was the call center on campus where we called alumni and, like, you know, updated their records and like asked them about their time at CSULB and then asked for donations. I got to make my own schedule. You had like choices of what shifts you wanted, so I would do Tuesday, Thursday evening, and Sunday afternoon. It was a very difficult job, like, I'm not gonna lie guys, like, that job really I don't think is for someone with the kind of anxiety that I have. Like, at the beginning of the semester, I didn't even want to call to order takeout. Like, I was not good on the phone at all. Would never have thought this was a job for me, but I really wanted to earn money because I'm gonna have to help pay for my study abroad program. So I was like, we're doing it, because I applied for other jobs and nothing came of that. So they were the only ones that like called me back, and I had to do a phone interview, then a mock call, and then an in-person group interview, and then I got the job like right when I did the group interview. It was a lot of anxiety, but I honestly feel like it taught me so much because it taught me a lot about like persistence and like thinking on my feet and, you know, just being good on the phone in general and like talking to people. I'm really grateful that I had it. And also, if you saw my videos, you know that I quit a little bit early. Like, I didn't actually finish out the semester in that job because I was just getting like really stressed, and it was mostly that English capstone class, as I have discussed. But anyway, I think it was a really good thing for me because I feel like it really helped me be more confident and helped me manage my time better. It forced me to manage my time better because I knew if I had work on Tuesday evening, I had to get my homework done Tuesday afternoon after I came back from class. So that was just a really great thing for me, and like, there's just something about having a job and earning money that really just makes you feel, you know, capable and on top of it. And also, my dance class was so fun. I had only done ballet and tap when I was like 3 or 4 or 5 in that area, and then I never did it again. I literally hadn't danced for that long. Like, that's like a million years ago. And I just decided, you know, hey, I watch dance videos on YouTube and like wish that I could dance. Like, why don't I just try it? Like, I'm in college, I'm not gonna have this opportunity to just take a class like this, you know, when I'm out of college. And at first I was like, oh my god, no. Like, the first day was syllabus day, but then the second day when we actually started dancing, we had to get into mini ciphers, which are like dance circles, and like go in and do our most embarrassing dance move and then like continue dancing and like doing the moves we were working on. And I was like, oh my gosh, this was such a mistake. Like, this is too much for me. Like, I know I'm supposed to put myself out of my comfort zone, but this is beyond that. So I was like, okay. And I also, at that point, had just started my job and was extremely stressed about it and felt like I was like not doing well at it and whatnot. So I was like, I will give these two things one more week. And if I don't like them, I'll drop it. I'll drop both. And I'm so glad I gave them both another week because I ended up loving dance. Like, that class made me look forward to Mondays, believe it or not, because I had it Monday mornings. Like, it would be Sunday night, everyone would be like, oh, like, I want classes to start tomorrow. I'd be like, I do, because I have dance in the morning. And it was so fun, and I feel like having that class also really improved, like, my confidence. It made me feel, you know, confident and happy. Like, I would literally be walking from that class to my next class, and I, like, wouldn't be able to stop smiling. Having that, really, I think that like the first chunk of spring semester, like January to spring break, I probably was the happiest I've ever been in college. I was on top of things, I was confident, I was getting stuff done, I was, still doing YouTube, I'd done the weeks of my life. It was good. And then after spring break, I pretty much hit the absolute lowest point that I've ever been in college. Like, it was crazy, like that flip-flop. Okay, this is where it's like really hard to open up to you guys, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It was so hard for me being around the people in my hall because I was comparing myself to them a lot, which I know that you're not supposed to do, but I can't help it. So whenever people would be like, oh, like I got an internship for the summer, or like Jillian got like an editor-in-chief position for the next semester, I was like, I'm not doing anything with my life. I don't feel like I'm as good as these people. Like, Jillian's like way better at analyzing literature than me, so whenever we would be doing like an assignment, I would just feel like crap. I'd be like, oh, like, why am I even in this major? Like, I can't do this. My self-esteem was like not good. I also feel like this is the semester when I probably procrastinated the most, and this really did start happening after I quit my job, so it's probably like my time management skills just kind of fell off. I really did not like my classes. Like, French was alright, but my two like English classes I really just did not like at all. And so it was very difficult for me to get motivated to do things that I didn't care about. Like, if it was a creative writing class, I probably would have had like way more motivation to get my work done. But for these classes, like, I just didn't care. And yeah, I pulled it out eventually, but it really took a toll on my health, like mental and physical, because I was like staying up super late to get these assignments done, and it was just kind of a mess. But hopefully we're gonna get back on track next semester, because I am taking classes that I'm interested in again. For the most part, these were just classes that I had to get out of the way, and there was no way around it. And for the last few weeks of the semester, I really did try to make the most of my time with my friends again. Like, I had been hanging out with them all semester, but having work really did prevent me from doing a lot of stuff, because there would often be events on Tuesday, Thursday night that I couldn't go to, or sometimes they would go like to the beach on Sunday and I couldn't go. And so I really tried to, do things with them and make the most of my time in the dorms, and I feel like I did that. And if you see my vlogs, you know that we did do a lot of things in those last few weeks, and it was really fun. And so I think overall this semester was really good, and I'm so thankful for my experience in the dorms and my experience with, my friends. But I had some really hard times. Like, I don't think I've ever cried so much in a semester, and it wasn't all like academic crying. Like, some of it, like toward the end of the semester, I was just crying because I was like sad that it was over, and that's okay. Like, I learned that it's okay to cry and like be in touch with your emotions like that. And I also just learned like the value of support, and I honestly feel like the skills I learned from group therapy really helped me second semester when I was going through that really hard time. I didn't like keep it all inside like I feel like I would have at one point in my life. I reached out to my mom. Like, so many times I called her crying. One time I just like walked out of my English capstone, and I like literally was walking down upper campus, and tears were just running down my face, and I called my mom. I vlogged that day. I think I even said it in the vlog. And it's okay. Like, it's literally okay, And I talked to my friend Maggie from home about stuff that was going on. I talked to Grace. I don't know if they're watching this video, but thank you. Thank you so much to everyone, just for being there and supporting me, because that helped so much. Like, talking to people and reaching out to other people is so important, and that's like what got me through the semester. Here, I've had such a great experience overall at CSULB. I can't wait to go back for junior year, but I'm really excited to have my summer. I actually start my job tonight. My summer job, I work in a movie theater. I've been working there for the last 2 summers, and that's what I'm gonna be doing this summer. And I'm really excited to go back. It'll be nice to have some direction in my life. I feel like I burnt myself out so much in the last few weeks of the semester. Like, my sleep schedule was non-existent. I was staying up until like 2 every night. It was not good. And so I've totally like caught up on my sleep. I feel way better. I've been relaxing and stuff at home, so it's been great. So that's going to be it for this video. It's basically just me rambling, but I hope that, this gives you kind of a picture into what the highs and lows of college can be like. And yeah, I feel kind of vulnerable telling you guys all of this, but I hope you, can maybe relate if you're in college, or this gives you some sort of an idea of what CSULB could be like if you are looking at going there. College really is what you make it. You have to put yourself out there and try new things, and do things that are hard even when you don't want to. But it can be good. I don't even know where I'm going with this video anymore. Please leave me video requests. Any questions you have about CSULB, my life, college, whatever, please leave them down below. I could do a Q&A video, or if you have like specific videos you'd like me to film, please tell me, because I have, you know, lots of time to film this summer and I really want to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!